Every town has one, that place with 1,000 stories behind it, where history meets urban legend, where the air feels a bit colder. This place becomes a destination for teenagers looking for a good scare on a Saturday night, or a place to escape and partake in questionable activities. As you get older, this place loses its mystique. You leave town to begin your life, forgetting about that place where the boundaries of reality and superstition seem to blur. But no matter how old you get, no matter how far away you move, and no matter how secure you become, you can never escape the question: are you afraid of the dark? Among the green hills of southern Indiana lies Morgan Monroe State Forest. Located between Bloomington and Martinsville, this vast expanse covers 24,000 acres of the state's most dense woodland. Early pioneers attempted to settle the area, but failed due to the steep hills, valleys, and rocky soil. The state purchased the abandoned land for the creation of the state forest in 1929. It is amidst these sharp hills, labyrinth of hiking trails, and forgotten pioneer settlements where our story begins. At the end of a dirt path is a small clearing dotted with gravestones, many of which are crumbling and being swallowed by the dense greenery. Wildflowers surround the monuments, and the melodies of songbirds fill the air. By day, there is a sense of loneliness carried in the southern Indiana breeze, but by night, Stepp Cemetery transforms into a world of darkness, cloaked in legend, tragedy, and evil, making it one of the most terrifying locations to find yourself in. The cemetery is believed to have been founded over 2 centuries ago by a religious group known as the Crabbites. This fundamentalist group allegedly participated in animal sacrifice and other rituals on the cemetery grounds. The modern legends revolve around a shadowy figure known as the Woman in Black. She has been seen roaming the cemetery, singing, crying, or sitting on a large tree stump. One version of her story is that when her husband was killed in a limestone quarry accident, she became viciously overprotective of her only daughter. After reluctantly allowing her daughter to go out on a date, the teenager and her gentleman caller were killed in a car accident when returning home, the daughter being decapitated by the impact. When her daughter joined her husband in Stepp Cemetery, the woman would spend most of her remaining days sitting on the stump and weeping over her family's grave until she herself would eventually join them. Another variation of the story is of the woman mourning the death of her infant named baby Lester. When her young child died, she spent the rest of her life sitting on the stump and crying over baby Lester's grave, an activity she would continue after her death. The cemetery has since become a hotspot for paranormal investigators, teens looking for a good scare, and anyone hoping to catch a glimpse of the Woman in Black. Although the legends surrounding the cemetery have not been corroborated with historical facts, there is a real grave of an infant named Baby Lester, who died in 1937, and a stump nearby. Baby Lester's visitors are encouraged to leave a toy and a coin on his grave for him to enjoy in the afterlife. However, anyone who sits on the Woman in Black's tree stump, known as the Witch's Throne, are destined to die within 1 year, which reflects the age of Baby Lester when he died. A walk through the cemetery on a sunny afternoon will make you wonder how a place like this could be tied to so many bone-chilling tales. Ultimately, this is the final resting place for dozens of people, dozens of family members, friends, and souls. Are these unsubstantiated legends worth the hordes of visitors trudging the grounds and worth the vandalism that has taken place over the decades? This cemetery, although decrepit, is not abandoned, and new graves are added periodically. The families of those at rest here deserve a peaceful place to visit their loved ones. If you plan to visit, do not forget where you are, and do not forget what might be lurking beyond the trees.